Cassini's final transmissions were something no one could see at the time, something that would only come to light years later when a quantum artificial intelligence was tasked with decoding those final images. What it uncovered has left researchers speechless. We're not talking about a blurry shape in the clouds or some anomaly brushed off by skeptics. We're talking about a structured, intelligent pattern hidden across Cassini's last visuals. Something that may have been staring right back at us from the edge of Saturn all along. This is the revelation that just changed everything we thought we knew about the solar system. Stay with us until the end, because what you're about to witness may be the first real evidence that we were never alone. Cassini's mission was already a monumental achievement. It revealed the hexagonal storms of Saturn, the icy plumes of Enceladus, the methane lakes of Titan. As the spacecraft passed between Saturn and its rings, it captured high-resolution images of the planet's atmosphere, magnetic field, and ring structures with a clarity never seen before. Among these final transmissions were dozens of images that at the time appeared visually stunning yet ordinary. Researchers praised them, archived them, and moved on. But there were anomalies, slight distortions, repeating geometric echoes. A few scientists raised eyebrows, but lacking context or tools, they chalked it up to technical noise. For years, these images sat untouched until curiosity and the advancement of quantum processing resurrected them from obscurity. In 2025, a private research lab fed Cassini's final images into a state-of-the-art quantum AI designed to detect subvisual data patterns in astronomical imaging. The goal was simple: extract clearer data from noisy visuals. What the AI returned, however, was not just improved images. It found something buried within the visual layers, a repeated pattern, a symmetrical form, a signal hiding in plain sight, invisible to the human eye. At first, researchers suspected algorithmic hallucination until the pattern appeared again and again across separate image files, in different time frames, and at varying camera angles. The consistency was undeniable. The AI hadn't made an error. It had decoded something that had always been there. Something Cassini had seen as it fell into Saturn's arms. Something watching. As the team dug deeper, the pattern became even more chilling. The AI began extracting numerical sequences hidden within the pixel arrangements of the images. These weren't random. They included prime numbers, Fibonacci spirals, golden ratios, mathematical constants known across human science and often used in theoretical interstellar communication. In other words, this wasn't just a shape. It was a message. This discovery echoed the design of the Voyager Golden Record, where humanity tried to present its intelligence using universal mathematical concepts. But this time, the message wasn't being sent. It was being received. The implication: Cassini may have captured a reply, and that reply was built into the very fabric of what we thought were natural atmospheric visuals. It's as if something had anticipated we'd come looking and left us a trail in the only language we all speak: numbers. The more images the AI processed, the clearer the picture became. In Cassini's final moments, it wasn't just photographing clouds and gas. It was recording a structured presence like a lens distorting the space around it. One that did not behave like a natural object. Its symmetry was too precise, its motion too calculated. And then came the chilling moment. As Cassini descended lower, these patterns became more defined until suddenly in one final frame, they vanished, as if the entity had moved, or cloaked itself, or simply turned off its visibility once it had confirmed it had been seen. Several experts now suggest that Cassini's final transmission wasn't simply the end of a mission. It was a moment of contact, but not direct, not with radio waves or flashing lights, but with geometry, presence, and silence. Something ancient. Something we were never meant to understand until we could build machines smart enough to decode the truth. Saturn has always held a special place in the pantheon of cosmic mysteries. More than just its mesmerizing rings or swirling storms, it's a planet that defies expectations. Scientists have long known that Saturn emits more heat than it receives from the Sun, as if there's something stirring deep within, something generating energy unaccounted for. Combine that with the planet's bizarre magnetic field, which doesn't align with its rotational axis like every other planet, and you get a world that behaves like it's guarding a secret. Now, the decoded data from Cassini has cast new shadows on those old questions. The mathematical signals extracted by the AI weren't just embedded in the visuals. They seem to correlate with specific latitudes on Saturn's surface, points that align with magnetic anomalies. It's as if whatever intelligence left that message was not only aware of Saturn's unique properties but chose to hide their signal in its most unstable, least understood regions. Regions where our instruments failed. Regions where perhaps they knew we wouldn't look, until now. As news of the decoded images leaked, an intense debate erupted across the global scientific community. Was this all a strange coincidence? Pattern seeking gone too far? Or was the Cassini probe unknowingly acting as the courier of a cosmic postcard, a message left for us to find only once our minds and machines evolved enough to grasp it? Among those weighing in were leading physicists and AI theorists. Some argued that the consistent emergence of prime number sequences and golden ratio structures within the image data was statistically impossible to occur by chance. Others pointed out that nature, especially in chaotic environments like Saturn's atmosphere, doesn't arrange itself with such clean symmetry unless something else was shaping it. And here's the twist: the AI didn't just identify patterns. It anticipated them. After analyzing the first few image clusters, it began predicting where new sequences would appear in unprocessed data with stunning accuracy. This suggested not randomness, but an encoded intelligence behind the veil, a signal following rules, maybe even logic. There's one particular image that now stands at the center of the mystery. According to the mission's final logs, Cassini was set to capture a burst of rapid-fire images in its last moments before disintegration. Those final milliseconds should have produced a data stream of 12 distinct frames. But when the logs were reviewed after the decoding, only 11 images existed. One was missing. That's not a simple glitch. Engineers confirmed the sequence was transmitted in full. The missing frame wasn't lost in transit. It was never decoded. When the quantum AI reanalyzed the raw binary data, it located the packet, but the content was scrambled beyond repair, like a lock without a key. Some experts now believe this 12th image may have contained the clearest evidence of all. A direct form, a shape, perhaps even a symbol. And whatever it was, it triggered an encryption mechanism that our current tools cannot crack. Why would that happen unless someone, or something, wanted it that way? Since the Cassini revelation surfaced, a strange unease has rippled through the astrophysics world. There has been no official NASA statement on the decoded images. The quantum AI lab responsible for the discovery has gone quiet. Their website now redirects to a generic research portal. Scientists previously willing to talk to journalists have refused further interviews. Some claim their funding was abruptly pulled. Others hint at non-disclosure agreements being enforced. What started as an exciting footnote in planetary exploration has now turned into something bordering on classified. Some call it paranoia, others a cover-up. But in the silence, there's one message that's crystal clear: something was seen. Something was decoded. And someone doesn't want us to fully understand what Cassini brought back from the clouds of Saturn. In the grand tapestry of space exploration, Cassini was supposed to be a final chapter, an elegant dive into Saturn's atmosphere, closing the book on one of NASA's most successful missions. But what we've uncovered may not be a closing chapter at all. It may be a prologue, a warning, or perhaps a whispered invitation. The idea that an artificial intelligence trained decades after Cassini's mission ended could extract a hidden pattern embedded in its final transmissions is not just poetic, it's unprecedented. It means the tools we use to explore the universe are evolving faster than our understanding of what's out there. And maybe, just maybe, the universe knew that. Maybe it waited for us to catch up. Because if a machine can decipher what human eyes missed, if a spacecraft unknowingly recorded the echo of an intelligence far greater than ours, then one question haunts us all. Who or what left the message? And how long have they been watching us watch the stars? If this revelation left you questioning everything we know about space, time, and intelligence beyond Earth, don't keep it to yourself. Subscribe for more decoded truths. Like if you believe this isn't just a coincidence, and share this video so others can witness what Cassini truly saw before its final plunge. Because this isn't science fiction. This is the edge of discovery. But even as the world stood in stunned silence, a handful of researchers refused to stop digging. The team behind the AI, now working from undisclosed locations, continued parsing Cassini's telemetry, seeking context for the numerical patterns extracted from the final images. And then they found something even more disturbing. Buried deep in the spectrometer logs, there were pulse patterns that did not match any known radio, plasma, or electromagnetic event typically associated with planetary atmospheres. They were rhythmic, repeating with eerie precision, pulses that mimicked artificial timing signatures. When translated to audio frequencies and slowed to a human range, these pulses produced something hauntingly deliberate, tones that rose and fell in precise harmonic intervals. They sounded less like a natural phenomenon and more like a composed signal, a kind of encoded melody etched in electromagnetic form. Musicians and signal analysts brought into the fold were baffled. The sequence mirrored harmonic scales used in human music, though with slight deviations that seemed intentional, like an echo of a system similar to ours, but born from a different set of ears. A voice, perhaps, not meant for us but audible to us nonetheless. Could this be a universal language of resonance? Had something not only encoded geometry and mathematics into Cassini's final images, but music as well? The idea ignited new urgency. If this was communication, then it was multidimensional, visual, mathematical, sonic. A trinity of message formats suggesting the senders, or watchers, were not only advanced but intimately familiar with multiple layers of human cognition. Not only did they hide a signal in a storm, they crafted it in a form we might recognize once our minds, our technology, and our senses had matured.